came across this morning when I was out running around just on the side of the road, and told a couple people about it, and there was some instant interest in it. So this is a RCA Selectavision video monitor, and this is a CTC 121, and I looked it up. It's from 82, 83, early 80s. And this definitely was a high-end set. Sharpness, contrast, bright, tint, color, treble, bass. This is definitely one of their high-end sets. So you got the little remote window there, and this set is very heavy. This is about right at the limit of what I can pick up by myself comfortably and throw in the back of the car here. So I would say this is around 125, 140, somewhere in there. It's very heavy. It's got a heavy safety smoked safety glass in the front. It's got stereo speakers. On the back, it's got input jacks. Got a regular 75 and 300 ohm. It's the model number right there. This is a high-end, this was a high-end set in the early 80s, 82, 83. Now this is not the type of thing that I'm really interested in, so if somebody actually seriously wants to adopt this, if it works, let me know and it's all yours, because otherwise it's probably EOL material. I just don't have any more room for this stuff. Look at that, external speaker outputs. Here's the inside. This is and I apologize if I'm repeating myself, this is a CTC 121B. So, someone did cut the cord off, which is usual, typical for curbside stuff. There's the focus and screen, the flyback, horizontal output and filter caps over here. Inline gun. So it's got several tuners there. This was a high-end set when it was new. And they call it a monitor, but it obviously has tuners in it. I have a Mitsubishi monitor from this era, and it is just composite input and line level audio input. So a lot of service information kind of in here for, yeah, this is definitely high-end stuff. Now it is very cigarette infused. It is very, it's definitely a smoker set, so and it looks kind of high hour too, so we wonder what the condition of the CRT bulb is. Okay, so sometimes you can't be picky when the sun is going down and you're in a hurry, so we can't quite find the dolly, so we'll have to just... And I might take back on my 125. It may be 90 to 110 pounds. I think I might be overrating it here. All right, so what I did is I just twisted that on there. It's not real safe, but we don't do safety over here. So here we go. I'm gonna plug it in. And the buzzing is a stupid airplane. Okay. Should put the watt meter on it. Okay, there was a little sizzle. Ooh, it fired up. I heard the high voltage. Okay, we have a very dim raster with retrace lines. Get it up here where I can see it. Okay, so channel. Oh wow, it actually has on screen. Really? For 1982, it has on screen? Actually, it works. It's actually picking up. This is channel 6 low power analog. And it actually is picking this up with just a clip lead on the antenna. Is this thing 82 or 92? Alright, so this looks pretty bad. It's washed out. I connected the DirecTV box to it. It's washed out and it's smeared. The color. Let me try and screw it this up here and see if I can kind of pull it out. Wow, look at that. Look at the blooming and the smearing over here on this side. Wow, look at that. The camera doesn't even really show it, but geez, look at that. Wow, that's bad. Now, not all sets will have the same symptom if the CRT gets weak. Now, this might not be a weak CRT, but it sure looks like it. That's why you always want to check, but lack of contrast. Yeah, it looks like a bad CRT, but I think we should run the tester on it. And I can try turning these, see if someone screwed with them, because if you turn the screen up too high, it'll cause it to blow out and lose contrast and get retrace lines. But from the way the dust and cigarette crust looks on those, they haven't been turned. So you can see I turned the screen way down there, and that basically gets rid of our retrace lines and actually makes it look a little bit better. Man, there's something with the color too, the way it's... But this smearing action here, how this smears from the kind of the right to the left, that is kind of, when you crank the brightness up, that is kind of a dead indicator of a weak tube. It's just overloading. The cathodes are saturating. Yeah, if we... Also seems like maybe there's a lack of blue. I don't know, the color isn't right either. Maybe there's a lack of green. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's horrible. And bad. It's real bad. I think I need to spend a little bit more time on this video. I think people will probably enjoy this set, because it is it's definitely rare. It was definitely one of the higher end things that was made. I don't know what this MSRP was on this, but I'm sure it was pretty high. So yeah. Is that all the louder you go?
And now we return to TMZ Vietnam. Chaos free since 73. Well, it was good while it lasted.
The premiere of King Kong in Vietnam went up in flames, literally.
Is this the Tom Hiddleston one?
Don't worry, he wasn't there, so this is all okay. But yes, the new film King Kong...
Pulled a schematic for this set, and it is from 1982-83, so that's a bit impressive, and to have on-screen display. And I didn't have the socket. It was a number 22, and I go up to 21 here, so I hooked it up manually, and I went through and I verified all three guns, and no shorts. And you know, it's testing okay. I mean, it's not dead by any means. I don't have to crank the voltage up, so it's definitely above what I would consider the picture it's providing. So we got another problem now. Radio TV Phononut, being the master of this stuff that he is, this more modern stuff, suggested that maybe I wasn't getting, I needed to check the 200 volts on these transistors here. You can see these have a 217 volt supply. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fire this thing up, and I'm going to check our voltages on the back of our CRT here. So that CRT is not the problem as far as I'm concerned. No shorts, decent emissions. And I don't really know how much time I want to waste on this thing. The thing is very cigarette flavored.
the flavor is. Come to Marlboro Country.
And I am really not a fan of tobacco. I don't want to start a debate, but in this day and age, I can't believe that anybody who has a choice would voluntarily choose to use those products, but still free country and to each his own, I guess.
Now, discover an exciting new world of smoking pleasure.
Breathe easy, smoke clean with new Bel Air. Think pleasant thoughts, forget every care.
Relax and enjoy a truly different cigarette. Air clean tobacco, you've never had a cleaner smoke. Light menthol flavor, you've never enjoyed a fresher taste. The most exciting taste in cigarette history. Deep set recessed filter, set deep to let you smoke clean. So relax.
Breathe easy, smoke clean with new Bel Air.
Yes, breathe easy, smoke clean with new Bel Air.
And this is not something I would bring in the house. I know a lot of people are just thinking, well, just clean it, just pressure wash it. Well, there's a lot to this set, and there's a lot of pots and parts, and I don't think pressure washing this would be too good for it. That smoke is all down in these tuners and stuff. I don't want this in my house, okay? I don't want to smell it. I just don't want it in my house. I got lots and lots of TVs and lots of new old stock TVs. I don't need anything else. So, with that said, I can't see myself wasting too much time on this. Also, so let's look at these voltages here. So pin 5 should be 19, and then 11, 8. 5 should be 19, and then 6, 11, and 8 should be in the 200s. Hey, here we go. Pin 5. This should be 9. Should be, it says 19 on the schematic. It's 11. Okay, 6 should be in the 200s of the 128. 7, this is the screen, right? This should be 500, but that's adjustable via that pot, so that's okay. 8, boy, I gotta give it to radio in 11. Man, Radio TV Phono Nut, that guy is sharp. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. So, let's see. Test point 103, 217 volts. Let's see if I can find that on the board here. Okay, so you can see there, that's point M. See that little M there? And we come over here and we find point M right there. On point M, we're supposed to have 217 volts. We have 127. Now he said that that would be a dried out electrolytic capacitor, so I need to figure out where this 217 volts comes from, which means go and tempted to try and dig this actual SAMS out of the garage. This is the downloaded low resolution thing you get off the SAMS website, so let me go look at that and I'll try and figure it out. Well, here's the power supply, and this is when these things were getting super complicated. This is when they were, and these were just about, see, I was working on TVs back in the late 80s, early 90s, so these weren't quite coming in to the shop to where I was training on TVs. So because these were too new, these weren't having problems. So I got out of this and came back to it. I got out of TV repair. But this is when they started to get super complicated before they all went to integrated circuits. So these are like capacitor, electrolytic capacitor, and diode nightmares. Anyway, this is the power supply, and I'm not even quite sure, you know, the way the schematic is all broken up in the scan. But anyway, here's point 4, and we got C120 at 33 microfarad, 217 volts. So I would suspect that this would be open and cause a low voltage there. If that was not, it'd probably be a hell of a lot of ripple there too. Maybe this is coming off the flyback. I would bet it is. Let's see, they got the stupid thing cut off right there. Okay, we don't care about that. Let's just C120. Let me see. This is about, well, it's 38 pages. So let me see if I can figure this out. All right, so in this damn thing, the way they have it is they have the boards broken up into grids, and C120 is in I22. Okay, so here's 22. Then we come up here to I22 would be that capacitor right there. Boy, that's a big capacitor for a 33 microfarad. Okay, so according to that stupid grid thing, it's this one right here, or this one right here. I think it's this one right here. In any case, what do I need to do to try and get to this damn thing? It's like a 1/4 inch. What a pain in the ass. Okay, that looks like it right there. It's a Nippon Kimicon. It looks like 315 volt at 33 microfarads. And you know, if that was bad, it would allow a lot of ripple, because I think what it is they are taking those voltages off the flyback, like in the more modern stuff. So if that was bad, you'd get a ton of ripple, and that ripple might cause those blanking lines and smearing and all that other weird behavior we saw with this. And you know what's weird? It looks like it's been replaced before. Look at how those solder joints look different. Is this thing not focusing on that? C120 right there. Those solder joints look different than the rest of this. Oh boy, look at the bottom of this. That is tasty. I don't even think we need to test that, do we? And there it is. It is a Nippon Kimicon, if you can read that, if that's a date code. The date code is 2 of 84 or 8403, then it would be original, even though the solders definitely look different. Okay, so I just realized that I had set the camera's resolution to 720 by 480, so I'm back up at 1080 now. So the last bit of the video there, because I had set it down right in the middle of the video, is going to look kind of crappy if you're watching this in 1080. Watch it in 720 or 480 on YouTube. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. This is a capacitor I have. I'm just going to throw it in there. Yes, it's 5 times too big, but it's not going to, who cares? If someone doesn't step up and adopt this set, it's going to probably end up, if it works good, regardless, it's going to end up parted out or something, because like I said, I don't want this cigarette thing in my house, and I don't need any more TVs. I've probably got 100, and I think that's enough. Alright, here we go. We know it's going to work. We visually saw a dead capacitor. Let's see what the difference is. Looks a lot different now. Wow, what a difference that made. Okay, we'll have to wait until this evening, and then we'll put a signal to it and dial it in. Alright, where we were supposed to have 19, we now have 17, almost 18. That's still a little low, isn't it? We're still a little low there. They were calling for, well, it's a lot closer, but it's still a little bit low. They're calling for 200 volts there, and maybe it's just because I need to do a setup or I got the brightness turned up or something, but it's a lot closer. You know, this set would obviously benefit from a full recap. It's just getting into that age and that number of hours where if you were really passionate about this, and I bet this thing produces an absolutely awesome picture, you would do a complete recap on this set. And hopefully somebody will adopt it. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in this video. You know, step up now or forever hold your peace. When you see it flying out of a helicopter or something, when I figure out what to do with it.
Last year, an Uber autonomous vehicle was caught on camera running a red light. Uber said it was human error and battled with the DMV, launching self-driving.
Okay, well tonight it definitely looks a lot better, but it still isn't quite right.
Looking down the road, he says
still isn't quite right. The flesh tones aren't quite right.
It's not really good for us.
Now I didn't do a grayscale setup on it, but if I turn the color down, turn the guy's mic on. It doesn't look that bad, but
guys, thanks for making our new French toast so authentic you'll swear it came from a fancy brunch place. It's 100% real, just like my favorite sport, pro wrestling.
Yeah, about pro wrestling.
it's fake.
What? Lies! It's all lies! Why didn't you tell me?
Sorry, Jack. I thought you knew.
Try my new grilled French toast plate with syrup and hickory smoked bacon.
and there's still some noise in the picture.
Hit me with these. You'll feel better.
The savings are in full bloom at Ross. If you're looking for an incredible selection of the brands you love, this season's newest trends.
The noise could be because I got a 100-foot piece of coax going from the DirecTV box to this thing.
But don't take my word for it. Take Joe's.
Contracts. Satellite service as unpredictable as the weather? No, thank you. I switched to Spectrum and now I get free HD and thousands of titles free on demand. Boom!
Get Spectrum TV for just $29.99 a month. Call 844-351-2999 and switch today. Like Ann.
After we switched, 100 megabits per second gave us more than enough speed for all our devices all the time. Get Spectrum Internet for $29.99 a month with no data caps and a free modem. I switched to Spectrum.
More bad
and now
capacitors.
I get unlimited nationwide calling, plus unlimited calling to Canada, Mexico, and more with no added taxes.
More bad capacitors.
844-351-2999 and get Spectrum TV, Internet, and voice for just $29.99 a month each with no contracts and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 844-351.
See the noise there? It's not bad. It's not bad compared to what it was yesterday, but it could be a hell of a lot better. I mean, I can see where this thing could have an amazing picture.
Fox's newest comedy, It's Time Machine, is a blast in the past. Your girlfriend is Paul Revere's daughter, and this Sunday, it starts a comedy revolution.
All right.
These men. My name's Jason Bourne. Stop it. Making history.
This is Shango 066. You should be watching this on my YouTube channel.
The popular festival South by Southwest is underway in Austin, Texas. The event features technology, movies, comedy, and interactive festivals. Many tech companies go all out during the event to show off some of their latest gadgets. More than 300,000 out-of-town guests are flooding the Texas capital.
Well, there are plenty of dog walkers around if you need one. But how about a people walker? It's how one LA man is making a living.
Jonathan Hunt explains his service.
If you're stressed out, that's what's going to give you a heart attack. I mean, like, sure. And, you know, the best way to get rid of stress is to vent.
What kind of conversations are you generally having with people?
They aren't confessions. I'm not a therapist. I'm not.
By the way, I've been up there.
Telling me, you know, they're not
I went up there with Rodolco.
They're telling me, you know, if they had a bad day at work, maybe, or if the traffic was bad. Or
Remember this, Rodolco? Remember we hiked up here to the Nike missile site thing?
On politics, but you know, it's confidential, so I won't share any of them.
It does feel that people need a little political therapy right now.
Yeah, that's one of those things that people definitely vent about.
I think you'll like Sydney.
Bob Nankin is a regular People Walker client.
It's nice to have somebody to talk to, and he sets the pace, so we go faster than I would go if I was walking by myself. So it's companionship. It's a lot of things, but that certainly is part of it, having somebody to talk to.
So we're watching a story
Does it feel like
on a guy that you hire
I'm not saying you need therapy
to take you out and walk you like a dog.
I don't know. It's certainly talking therapy as far as that goes.
In Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
Fox 11 Sports is sponsored by Carl's Jr.
I'm done. I am done.